Mamma mia. What was the other thing? Oh, people are asking me about the takeover tweets, bro. Can somebody link it?
This was shot in front of a live studio audience at twitch.tv/Sweatcicle.
All right, let's take a look, bro. Bro, people are gonna ask me until we at least talk about it, bro, because I mean, you guys know how critical I am. Here we go. Sony confirms Bungie is becoming a part of PlayStation Studios and the independence is getting lighter. I saw this, bro. I couldn't sleep until like 5 a.m. last night. I saw this randomly pop up at like 3 a.m. I'm like, dude, who is writing these
Sweat help,
articles in the
I
middle of
got
the
away
night?
from Destiny and now I'm being pulled back against my will.
By who, bro? You're fighting ghosts, bro. Are you the 41 months Bowman? Oh, Japan time, because Sony is Japan. That makes, but like, no, for them to make this tweet at like 3 in the morning, like, dude, there's no way you're on 24-hour Destiny clock, bro. Come on. Sony has confirmed Bungie is slowly being folded into PlayStation Studios 2 years after the 3.6 billion acquisition. 2 years after Sony acquired Bungie for 3.6 billion, the Destiny 2 developer is slowly losing the independence it was originally promised. The deal, which closed in mid-2022, was supposed to let Bungie operate as an independent subsidiary under Sony's umbrella. But after missed revenue targets, internal struggles, and multiple rounds of layoffs, Bungie's role within the PlayStation ecosystem is changing dramatically. Over the past year and a half, several key departments at Bungie have been moved under Sony. This includes teams handling marketing, publishing, HR, legal, IT, production, and most recently, strategic partnerships. Even Bungie's creative studios and leadership figures like former CTO Luis Villegas have transitioned into senior roles at PlayStation. Sony now says Bungie is becoming a part of PlayStation Studios, and the latest update came straight from Sony itself during the company's Q1 fiscal year 2025 earnings call earlier today. Newly appointed Chief Financial Officer Lin Tao addressed Bungie's status and confirmed the autonomy is slowly fading. About the governance of Bungie, at the time of acquisition, we were offering a very independent environment. So that was one way of thinking, he explained. However, we have gone through structural reform, as we announced last year, so independence is getting lighter and Bungie is shifting into a role which is becoming more a part of PlayStation Studios, and integration is proceeding. In the long term, you can see this is an ongoing process, so the direction is to become a part of PlayStation Studios. In simple terms, that means that Bungie isn't fully operating on its own anymore, and bit by bit, the studio is being folded into a larger PlayStation organization, just like Naughty Dog, Santa Monica Studio, or Guerrilla. While no specific timeline is given, clearly Sony sees Bungie as a part of its long-term plans for first-party development, especially around live service projects. Bungie has had a rough stretch recently. Reports suggest the studio had around 1,600 employees in October 2023, and July 2024 layoffs. After 2 rounds of layoffs and transitions into Sony, it is believed that only 850 employees remain. That's just over 50% of that number, and within like a couple year period, which is crazy. In related news, Destiny 2's latest expansion, pre-orders are reportedly down nearly 50% compared to final shape. This follows a continued drop in player engagement and interest, adding furthermore pressure on Bungie as it works through internal restructuring and full integration into PlayStation Studios. Yeah, so this is, again, we talked about this for a very long time. We had said that the best outcome would be a full PlayStation sweep for them to come in and restructure the company so we can get rid of the idiots that run Bungie, aka all the corporate people who collect a check and don't care about the game. They don't care about you as a consumer, and all they want is money. And I feel like a lot of consumers fail to realize that, / just don't care, turn a blind eye to it, and here we are. So now the question remains, this is actually happening. Are they going to get rid of the upper management at Bungie who is causing most of these problems that the previous employees have talked about? That's the million dollar question, because I feel like that really determines what happens to the game moving forward. I hope so. Well, the thing is like we still don't know what happened with like Luke Smith and other people that were allegedly forced out of the company before their shares matured, and they got their big Sony payouts. Don't get me wrong, these people are probably obscenely rich regardless, but that is something we have yet to see an update on legal wise. I don't know if we ever will, if it's going to be handled privately or what the deal is with that, but um I don't know, man. It's it's just sad that it had to come to this because we all could see this coming from a mile away if you actually just looked at the data and had an open mind. So, we'll have to see what happens. Sony says marathon release is still planned by March of 2026. We are now fixing the problems. So we believe this launch will happen, and if this launch is canceled, we need to do the revision of the valuation. However, as of now, this is not expected. Is there more to this? Bungie's upcoming sci-fi extraction shooter, Marathon, has hit more than a few bumps on its way to release. Yeah, that's one way to put it. I don't think we need to get back into like the whole scenario. Everybody knows what happened with this. This is probably the most awkward Twitch stream of all time. Bro, they need to hire me for their PR team, bro. If you guys want to cut me that 7-figure salary to tell your employees how to run a PR stream, bro, hit me up, man. And this is coming from someone who is very edgy and doesn't normally care about PR. That was a train wreck. So my million dollar question with this, isn't GTA being launched early next year? When is GTA 6 supposed to come out? In May? Okay, so this two questions. One of these is like, I don't know, I can see it both ways. Do you think GTA is just going to murder everything in its path? Anything that releases around it, like figuratively, is done. Like, even if people play Marathon for the month and a half that it's out, and then GTA comes out, your player base is gone. Like, people are avoiding the GTA launch like the plague, as far as I understand, and anybody who releases a game around that is really stupid. Like, there has to be like a 3 or 4 month window on each side to even consider. And they're getting into that, what I would call the danger zone. But that leads me into my other question. Do you got a 6-month delay? Is a 6-month delay enough to restructure the game so one, like people actually enjoy it, and two, like you solve all the problems? Because they had to redo all the art stuff. They had to go audit everything. And then wasn't there another article recently where like they had to redo one of the faction things because there was like some trademark with like a car company or something? What was the name of it? Traxxas, yeah. They dude, it's like I don't know why this company can't do their due diligence in researching things before they do something. It's just like I don't know. This just proves my theory, bro, is like this is one thing I've been deathly afraid of as a YouTuber, is like I very much enjoy my job. And I like growing my channel because it gives me something to like continue to push forward to do. It like kind of gives me purpose, I guess. But like once things get to a certain size, things just explode. And this happens for like so many game studios and like YouTube channels and just companies in general. It's like I just feel like Bungie got too big for their britches and their quality went out the window. That's what I feel like happened. And I feel like that's very evident through like a lot of the things that have happened with this kind of stuff over the past however many years. You can
Three
have your own
years.
opinions if you
I
want, but
bow
like,
down to sweat.
what? I don't know. I really just don't. If I'm being completely transparent, I don't have a lot of hope for this game. Like this, the negative stigma surrounding that whole situation that happened with the art will forever haunt them and their IP. They will forever be known as the art raiders to a lot of the gaming community. And even if this is like the best game ever, people are not going to forget that. So any little mistake they make, people are going to pull that one out of the vault, and the twitlongers are getting red. Not that they care, because again, at the end of the day, negative press is still press. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like the game was still just not good enough to survive on its own, especially around, what was it, Arc Raiders? Because Arc Raiders beta launched around the same time, and people thought that was way better. I saw way more people talking about that than Marathon. So, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised to see the game scrapped, but if it does that mean that maybe they'll actually start focusing on Destiny again? I don't know. Only time will tell. This is just like one of those things we're just gonna have to wait and see. That's like, what, this is like 7 months away. We'll see. We will see. YouTube, make sure to subscribe to the live channel for more content. And, yeah. Okay, goodbye.